Hey everyone, EST Dude 757 here. Just first, I want to say sorry for the long absence. I've just been really busy, life and all. Not enough time to make a video. I kind of focus on my other channel as well, really. So, I guess I should show you the changes that have overwent in the last 2 or so years. So, here's the panel. Let me show you what happened. So there's the panel. It was sort of jank before, but I did fix it up. So here's some conduit. It's literal leftover from a project. On my Sirens channel, I just used this conduit for the plug for the contactor here. That's all I used for it, and a little bit here too. So I took the biggest piece, since I had a bunch of it left, and I put it here, and I put a box here, and a box there, and a box there. So these two are isolators for each side. So this side is referenced the east. So this is all east side. So that being that pole station and that smoke detector. It's photoelectric. It's not the photo ion and heat detector, and photo. So that's good because those suck from what I know. And the west SLC controls over here, that pole station and that smoke detector. Again, same thing as over there. I redid the wiring on this system, so it's a whole lot better. As you can see there, a little bit of what you see is just creeping behind the thing, and it goes over there to that box, which contains the NAC and SLC, which is comes up here. As you can see, it just comes out of there, comes along here, just comes up here, and just goes behind the piece of wood here, and that continues down there into that NAC appliance or notification appliance device. Straighten that up a little. That ESC Genesis horn strobe. I couldn't tell you the model, but I think it's a G1F maybe, HDVM, possibly. Anyway, I also have some heat detectors, just some I had laying around. Those are, well, I can't remember the temperature, but they're like 57 degrees. So I have like a wire, 57 Celsius to add. Wire just comes here, goes down there, comes under there, and comes over here, and goes to that very top box here, which is got a, hold on here, let me move this so I can get access to the box or thing here. It just has one of these pole station CT modules. You just remove this piece here, remove the module off of here, and just slip it into the box. Doesn't involve much. You just gotta remember to put a resistor too. Here's the caddy, or the mounting bracket for the module on the other pole station that I ripped off. So I just sits there, and that and that. Anyways, that's the CT module there, and there's also a heat detector up there as well. They're both 57 degree. That just comes up on here and comes down to this, and then continues there to that box. So, I did do some work and fixing. So, you can see here the conduit comes here, goes into this box behind it, and wire just goes to here into this smoke. So I have it set that the wire comes into here, goes through here, and then returns back in here and comes out to this here, where it goes to that pole station and as the end of the line device there. NAC there as well. I gotta get rid of this crappy conduit you've seen so much. Typically just sits up there in that thing, but I gotta get more of this stuff, I think, which, anyways, yeah. As you can see here, I've changed out that crap stuff too, and I put those nicer pieces there. It's hard to fit the wire through when it's tight, so I did my best to push that through and into that pieces of AC90 shielding cable, and I also did it up there for the bell too. Yeah. So with that, here's this too. It's a Sega 270 pull station. It just has that same thing too. It goes into here. It's tied here, nice and tight. This is the fire alarm monitor. It's just a Raspberry Pi. It is similar to the Pyro monitor. I actually had I think it's still available online somewhere, but I modified the program using ChatGPT, which assists me in the coding, and I was able to convert this to do what I wanted by doing pushover. And pushover is a app that will allow you to send notification messages to your phone or devices. Any kind of thing, really. You can use their API, and it'll send messages through Python or whatever code you use, basically. So you can really have this programmable for everything. Right now, it just uses Python, and it has a little piece of code in it too, so that if the code stops working, it will try to restart, which is a nice feature. Anyway, as you can see, all the connections are made here for the fire alarm. It just goes into here, and it just connects to the relays. Right now though, there's some funky little issue where if you press signal silence when the alarms are going off, it will send a trouble signal. I mean, the relay clicks on here and everything for trouble, and it just goes there, and I'm not too sure why. But it was doing a supervisory before, so I figured how to fix that, but I just don't know how to fix the trouble yet. This system is running on version 2.20, so it's kind of old. Saying as this is like, I think 2013 it was made or something. I don't know. It might have been made earlier, 2010 possibly. As you can see, the wiring there, just some wiring there keeps nice, and try my best to keep it clean. Anyways, I'll put you guys on the tripod and we'll get started. I'm hoping that's okay. You know what, I'll just hold you guys. It'll be a lot easier than setting up this tripod, but I'll just use the tripod as like a grip so that I can hold the phone better. Alright, so we'll start with this local pull station. As soon as I figure out how to straighten this piece up here, it's like bendable legs, so it makes it easy. Anyway, now that I got it straightened up, have a look here. That's the EST Genesis. I have all of them the same one, so I might get some chime strobes eventually, which is really something I want to do. Or even maybe somehow try to get that voice evac working again, which ultimately I fried the card to. I accidentally fed the strobes into that, so anyways, I'll just quickly grab a screwdriver and we will get started. Just so I can reset the thing, so fish that in there if I can. Those are the worst screw designs I've ever seen, really. I mean, as long as you got a good fitting screwdriver in there, but if you don't, it's a nightmare. Anyway, with the system normal and everything good, let's go ahead and send a fire alarm. And now with Canada's mandate, or sorry, the code, the recent changes to code, fire code, now say you can't, in Canada, you can't no longer use audible silence, which was a change made. And so I've done that too. So audible silence is not required anymore. we can do that. Oh, one more thing. When I redid this whole back, I had a little piece of wood left over from this board project here. I just used some of it and I cut a piece and made a new backing. And with that, I also drilled a hole here on the wood and I put the connector through there so that it doesn't come up here and bother the switches and everything, which is nice. It's still controlled by that thing there. Alright, with that, let's just reset this pole station, close that up, and we'll do the shop pole station here. See if I can even reach it. It's not too bad, but yeah, it makes pole stations kind of worthless in here. The only pole station is needed is over there by the panel. Oh my goodness, I had to figure out how to open this with that screwdriver I have. There we go. Okay, trip signal. Silence that, and now we will do the shop pole station, or sorry, the garage pole station. See if I can get in here because we kind of cleaned up the place, so it's kind of squishy where we put things. So there's the pole station. I really want to get more of those to replace the 270s because these 270s are a pain to do with screwdrivers. And with a key, it's easy to take care of that and resetting. So anyways, we'll go ahead and just... Oh, one more thing. This is a horn strobe. That's also a horn strobe. This is just a remote strobe up there by the panel. Two of these are pretty sufficient for that. So we'll go ahead and just... reset the alarm. Reset the pole station, I meant. Anyways, that's the pole stations. And now I forgot one more little feature I forgot to tell you guys. So I have it set so that if one of those smoke detectors trips, it will set off that bell. It's just a redundant feature in case I can't hear it. And gosh, that bell will ring. I changed it from a 10-inch bell to a 6-inch bell just because of how loud it is. So we'll go ahead and do, we're not actually going to do a smoke test, but we'll do a test via the panel here, and it'll have an alarm testing feature on the device. So you just go to test fire and enter the passcode, which I am not interested in sharing. It's not that. Okay, so here's the device. I just need to select number 2, which is the shop smoke detector. We'll just test the 1 detector and I'll demonstrate that bell for you. Okay, so you just select the device, which is the address 002, and then you say start. Alright, there we go. Now I'll just go back and test here and just turn that off. I don't know if it does anything. I don't think it does anything. You just press end. I don't think it does anything. So yeah, as you saw, the bell goes off. It's on NAC 2. This panel only has 2 NACs. That's all you're allowed here. Or I could probably get some modules and split them up, if you will. So with that in mind, we'll go ahead and do a reset. And I will also take a snapshot of my pushover messages I received. So just keep in mind, each time you do a signal silence, it will send a trouble, at least on my setup for some reason. I managed to figure out how to get rid of the supervisory trouble, or sorry, the supervisory that was sent during when the fire alarm signal was sent. So that's odd, but I figured that out. It wasn't this. It was the panel itself sending a supervisory signal. Anyways, that is it for... Well, I can't even remember the system test number this is now. Could be system test 7, I think, because the last video was shed fire alarm system test. So, anyways, that is all. Thanks for watching.